I want to make sure that you remember what I said. Partners, primarily, firstly, from the profit, gets a salary, a bonus, and interest on capital. Right. If they take any of that during the year, meaning not the end of the year when we calculate the profit, say, for instance, the salary, because most probably he's going to take his salary every month, because his family needs to live. Then we do not show it as salary, bonus, or interest. We will show it as drawings. So in other words, if I look at that here, can you see they gave me the information like this, columns? So if I look at the drawings there, it means Alex took 250,800 already. Now you might say, oh, but that's a lot of drawings. But remember, that drawings includes, when I go and I do the note like I did yesterday here, it includes anything he takes from that salary, bonus, or interest. That's why if I have it like this, where I have the distribution, I will subtract the drawings, because the drawings is the part that he already took from his earnings. So he's still got 46 left. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so now, why I'm saying that to you, if you go look here, they talk about a salary check. Now remember, we don't do checks anymore. We just do EFTs. So now let's just say a salary of 14,000, issued to Rex, was erroneously, the word erroneously must means by mistake, posted to the drawings account of Alex. Now what is the mistake here? It's the person. It should be drawings, but it's not for Alex. For who is it? It's for Rex. In other words, if I go to Alex, can you see that drawings? I need to add his salary, 14,000, and with Rex, I need to subtract the 14,000. Can you see? It's got nothing to do with the salary. It's not going to change the amount of the salary. The salary is what he earns during the year. So for instance, let me give you an example. Let's say he earns 10,000 Rand salary a month. Then it means when I do the current account, I will put here with salary the 10,000 times 12 months. In other words, I'm just going to write it here, which would be what? 10,000 times 12 is 120,000, because that's what he earned. Let's say he took that 10,000 every single month. Then it means here with the drawings, I will show 120. Can you see? So now what does he have left of his earnings? Let's say it was only the salaries involved, then he's got nothing left. Do you understand the principle of this? Okay. So, what I want you now to do is I want you now to finish the note. Let me just say that. Okay, so I made a mistake. Just make sure that you fix it. I mixed up the names. So, I'm taking it out of Alex. That's why it's a minus, and putting it into Rex. So just make sure that I made a mistake there, that you fix it. Okay. So let's look. First things, they tell me I have to go through this. So I remember now, there's an addition to capital, which means it's going to influence my interest. So when I get to the interest, I want to go back there. Okay? Now they talk salaries. They say that's salary, so we already established it's going to influence our drawings. Now let's go to the agreement. So they say we all get monthly salaries. So Alex gets monthly 14,500. So 14,500 times 12 gives me what? 74? Like that.
Yes.
But they also say Alex got 60,000 rand per year more on the 1st of December. Now if you go look, my year ends 28 February, meaning he only got that increase on the 1st of December, which is December, January, February, for 3 months. So I want to see what's the increase for the 3 months. So if I divide the 60,000 with 12, I see the increase is 5,000 per month. Am I right? And it's for 3 months. So it means I add the 15,000. Okay. So here it's going to be 189. Okay. Rex gets 14,000 a month. Okay, I'll explain again nice and slow. So every month he gets 14,500. So you're fine with the times 12, the 174. But now they say, if you read, the salary of Alex was increased with 16,000 per annum. Now I know the word annum is per year, meaning from the 1st of December, he's going to get more money. In total, it works out as 60,000 for the year. Ne? So he gets 60,000 a year more. How much does that work to a month? So if I divide it by 12, I get per month, it means he gets 5,000 more per month. But that increase only starts 1st December. I'm doing the books 28 February, meaning he only gets in this year the increase for December, January, February. That's why I add the 15. Okay. What is 14,000 times 12 for X? 168. And what's the total? 35? Okay. Now we get to bonus, and there's no bonus if I read here. Okay, but there is interest. So, whose interest changed? Oh, Rex. Okay, so let's first just do Alex. They say it's 15% per year. So 160,000 times 15% is going to give me 24,000. But now let's do Rex. Now can you see, we're going to do 2 calculations. Why? Because my time zones is different. He had that 100,000 for 12 months. But that 40,000 he only did 1st September, meaning 6 months. Next, September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months. Can you see, I can't just add them together and work it out. So I can do it one of 2 ways. And I'm going to get the same answer in the end. I can either say, okay, the 100,000 at 15% for the year, and then the 40,000 at 15% for 6 months, and then add those 2. The other method is I can say, okay, I had 100,000, 15% for 6 months, because after 6 months I got an increase. So now I have 140 for 6 months. And those 2 answers I add. And those 2 should be the same. It's the same. Okay. So you can decide. Either you say you work the old one and the new one, like in depreciation. Or you go look on the timeline. If you look at the timeline ending 28 February, starting 1st March, you see the increase happened here on the 1st of September, which means 6 months, 6 months. So that's the 2 different methods. Okay. And what do I get, Alex? Rex, what do I get him? Huh? 13,000.
18.
Ah, okay. 18, and that gives me what? 52 or 42. 42. Now when I total, what do I get? My primary distribution. Is that right? Okay, and here my primary distribution. And my primary distribution. So, now, the first thing that I told you yesterday that you actually should have done before you even started is go look what's the net profit. Now, can you see they don't give me the word net profit, but they give me the word profit and loss. Profit and loss is net profit. Please remember that. Profit and loss is net profit. And that 427, I'm going to put in here. 427. Okay, and can I tell you that's 2 ticks. So now, what do I know? I know that I had a profit of 427. And each partner can get something on it. Right, you must get a share. But how much of that profit do I have left? So I say 427 less 399 gives me what? So I have 28,000 that still needs to be distributed. The rest is already distributed. And now they tell me I do that according to their capital balances on the 1st of March. So what is their capital balance? It's 160 and 100. So the ratio is going to be 160,000 to 100,000. And you can decide if you are confident in your ability to push zeros. Use that. Or you can go and cancel out zeros. Now I'm left with 16 to 10, which is better. I can even go smaller, 8 to 5. But 16 to 10 is already small enough according to me. So now what do? I'm going to say, and please do it on the paper where I can see it when I mark. You're going to say 28,000 times 16 over what? 16 plus 10 gives me 26. And 28 times 10 over 26. So what do I get, Alex?
17,231.
And Rex?
10,769.
Okay. And if you saw that this net profit was smaller than the primary distribution, it just means we've got a loss that we are sharing. And then you just put everything in brackets because you will minus it. Okay. So, now let's add 067691 132 1032. Is that right? And now my drawings, when I do the drawings, I have to remember, oh yes, Alex was less 14, right? So this is going to be 2, 3, 6. You guys can chime in anytime. Thank you. And Rex is going to be 172. 171. Remember your brackets. Total is going to be
300.
okay. And now I minus. So I get what? I'm not good with minus.
6569 negative 25269.
Okay, now, can you see this one is negative? Because I say this minus this, he took more than what he earned. Can you see that? Okay, so now when I get this one, yes, I can say 427 less 408, but you will also see if you say minus 65 plus 25, you'll get the same amount, which is what?
18,700.
Okay. Now the balances, remember, I go to the current account Alex has got a credit balance, which is a plus. So can you see, even though he took more from his earnings, he still had earnings left from last year. You see? Okay, so what of his earnings do we have left this year? 431. Okay. Rex, however, has got also a credit balance, which is 65. So can you see this guy has a lot left? Okay. And now this adds up 13,500. 12, huh?
Yeah.
See, and there we go.